guys. I'm looking at myself in the camera and I'm like, oh, I do look worse than I thought. I'm not gonna question it. Okay, so I just woke up from a nap. It was a really long nap. It was a very adorable nap also because the cats were right by my face the whole time. It was a good nap. But I've been putting off filming for like a week and a half now because I think I'm a little depressed, a little seasonally depressed. Oh, my hair looks like a Gibson girl's hair. Anyway, I just haven't wanted to do anything. We had book club today at my house, and so I'm very tired because I cooked all morning and I was on my feet all morning and I woke up too early and I went to bed too late because I was nervous about it. Anyway, it went really well. I didn't finish the book though. I didn't read the book. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. This video is about the 2024 book buying ban that I have engaged for myself because I've recognized the problem. Oops. Oh, there's a siren. Sorry about the siren. I've recognized the problem and I need to fix it. And I figure, why not hold myself accountable with you fine people? I can hold myself accountable. What this video is just the rules of my book buying ban, what I hope to accomplish by the book buying ban, and things that I can and cannot do for the entire year of 2024. This isn't just like a month thing. This is the entire year. So yeah, here we go. I have a page-and-a-half document that I will go through right now. The 2024 book buying ban rules and regulations. First subject. Well, these are the three main rules. Okay. Here's the main rule of this book buying ban. I will not buy any new, gently used, very used, or overstock books in 2024, except for in the following determined circumstances. Okay. So no books except, number one, subscription boxes. So I'm currently subscribed to Aardvark, Book of the Month, Evernight, Illumicrate, and FairyLoot. Okay, so for Book of the Month and Aardvark, which are like similar types of boxes where multiple books are presented to you and then you can pick from them and choose to one to 3 for Aardvark and then 1 to 5, 6, depending on if it's a birthday month or if there's a free book of the month. Okay, so for those, I'm limiting myself to 1 book per box most of the time. Like that's the goal, 1 book per box. Unless there's a book that I really want to read, like a book that's already on my TBR that I hadn't pre-ordered, a book that has been calling to me, then I will have multiple books. I'm not going to take chances on add-ons. Like I'm not going to say, oh, well, that book, I can give it a shot. I'm not going to say that. If it's not something that I have already added to my TBR, I will not put it in my box. And then number 2, for the expensive subscription boxes, so Illumicrate, Evernight, and FairyLoot, I'm going to exercise the skip option more. I've skipped FairyLoot several times. I have yet to skip Illumicrate, and I have yet to skip Evernight. And there have been some stinkers. I haven't read any of the Evernight books yet, but there's been some Illumicrate stinkers. I'm gonna start doing that. Like there's no need, like the way I've been treating those subscriptions until now is they're gonna send me a book, I'm gonna give it a shot, no matter what the book is. And I'm not gonna do that anymore. So if I do not genuinely want to read the book, if it's like a, maybe, I'm not gonna get it. And obviously if it's a, I don't want to read that, I'm not gonna read it. Okay, so that's the first, is subscription boxes. Second, pre-orders. I will allow myself pre-orders. So pre-orders are limited to books that I really, really want to read, auto by authors, and special editions of favorite books. So like if Illumicrate or FairyLoot are doing a special edition, like for example, the second Emily Wilde book, which I want because I need it to match my first Emily Wilde book, or Howl's Moving Castle is coming up in February. FairyLoot's doing a really pretty edition of that, and I don't like any of the other editions of that book that are out in the wild, so I want it. Those are considered pre-orders. But again, like I'm not gonna pre-order every single book that's on my TBR. I'm gonna try and hold it to books that I genuinely am really excited about, that I think I'm gonna love, and authors that I always read their books. And then the third thing, the third big exception, is that I'm gonna have 10 get out of jail free cards. So these can be used sparingly throughout the year if there's a book that I just really want. If there is, like, say I start book 1 in a series and I love it and I just know that I'm gonna love the rest of it, I can buy the next one. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give myself 10 get out of jail free cards. Now, there are exceptions to this. There's going to be one time period where I allow myself, well, two things that I allow myself that do not count towards this book buying ban also. So the first is the Tucson Festival of Books, which is coming up in March, which is my favorite time of year. It's Ashley Christmas. It's always over my birthday weekend, and I volunteer to escort authors around, and I always buy books at the Tucson Festival of Books because authors are there and I want signed copies, and I'm gonna try when possible to get signed copies of books that I already own of theirs, but there's gonna be authors there whose books I'm already gonna read and that I want, or like authors who I meet there for the first time who I buy their book and I can get it signed. So that doesn't count towards the book buy ban. And the second thing is the video concept. So if there's ever a video where I need to buy a book for some reason, I can only envision one circumstance for this, but if there's ever a video where I need to buy a book, then I will. And that will not count towards my 10 get out of jail free cards. So the 10 are separate from the book festival and from video concepts. So that's the main thing that we're looking at for this book buying ban. Now, I have made a list of I wills and I will nots. Let's go. These are all going to give you insights into why I'm doing this book ban in the first place, because they are related to things that I have done increasingly over the past 4 years. Like it really started with the pandemic. I've had a history of having a shopping problem that I have been up and down with. I guess this is an addiction. And I had it under control for a long time, and then the pandemic hit and limitations went out the window. So we're gonna try and retrain my brain. I will not, number 1, go to Barnes & Noble for any reason and browse to buy. No 50% off sales, no buy one get one free sales, no buy one get one half sales, no little treats, okay? I will not buy books right after having read them from the library or read the audio version. Instead, what I'm going to do is I have a have read, want to buy list on Goodreads shelf, and I'm going to put it on there for the future. And that's gonna say, like, in the future you can buy this after 2024. And then hopefully some of what's gonna happen is that the books that I'm on a book high with, or it's just like the newness factor, it's gonna weed some of those out, like that I don't really need to own all of these books. And then after a year I can be like, oh, well, I really actually don't need that one. But the ones that I really do want will stay, they'll stick. And then I can, find outlet prices or used prices, or if I really love it, buy it new, that kind of stuff, okay? I will not go to Bookman's, which is my local used bookstore, or other used bookstores and spend hours, combing every single shelf in every genre that I read for every single book I could be interested in, and come out of the shopping trip with $100+ in books. Just because it's really easy to do that. It's really easy to do that, especially if I wait months and months in between trips. Hold on.
Where's my mug?
Now, number 4, I will not go to Book Outlet and add every book that looks even remotely interesting or that has even come close to being on my TBR. And then once I hit $35 for the free shipping, I think, oh, might as well go to 50. And then once I'm at 50, I'm like, might as well go to 100. Will not do that.
Can you say hi to everyone? Say, did we have a best nap ever today?
I don't know why he does it. Okay. I will not go to Amazon and see a really killer deal and just click to add. Similarly, I will not go to Amazon and buy an entire series and have it shipped to my door the next 2 days. And finally, I will not respond to my alerts that I have set up on Pango books, especially the expensive ones, like the special editions that I have my eye on. All Pango money earned from my sales goes into my bank account. No buying books from Pango. Okay, So those are my will nots. Good habits that I hope to get in the next year. Well, it's already 3.5 weeks in. These are my I wills. So I will use the library. I used to be a huge library user, and then I started buying more with the pandemic, and I stopped going to the library as much, unless it was, I don't know. I never stopped using the library, but I want to use it more now instead of buying. So anytime I get the impulse to buy a book, I'm gonna go to the library instead, and I'm gonna request it. So either on Libby or like a physical copy or an ebook. And then I feel like a lot of what that's gonna do is that's gonna just satisfy that initial impulse to have that book. And then if I read it, and I like it, then we can go from there. Similarly, I will go back to librarying books before buying them. This is something I used to do regularly for years and years, is that I would always go to the library first before considering buying a book. And then if I loved it, if I liked it enough, then I would buy it after. Number 2, I will use my Scribd / Everand. Scribd is such a better name. I am paying for that service. I should use it. I will use Kindle Unlimited. I have a subscription. I've had a subscription for years. There's a lot of books on there, and I can use it to satisfy my book urges. I will use my credits on Libro FM. I get one a month. I haven't decided if I'm going to renew my Audible this year. Last year, I did the full year of credits in advance, and that's what it's set to do, but I think I might stop it. I don't know. It depends on how many Audible Plus books I have checked out right now, because if there's a lot, then I want to at least get through those before I cancel. So I might go back to monthly. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't decided on that one yet. But I feel like I don't need more than one credit per month on a subscription service, if you know. I don't know. Maybe I do. Who knows? I listen to a lot of audiobooks. Okay, and then the last thing is if a copy of a book can't be obtained, like if it's got like 100 people waiting list on the library, either ebook, audiobook, or physical copy, like Divine Rivals. I've been on the waiting list for Divine Rivals for months, and I'm so annoyed at myself because I came off of it and I had the audiobook for 21 days and I did not listen to it, and now the audiobook is gone and I'm back on hold again. So in that circumstance, if I were to see Divine Rivals on sale for Kindle, I will buy it. Kindle books do not count against this. The only time I'm allowed though to buy a Kindle book is if it's $10 or under, and preferably $5 or under, because I refuse to pay more than $10 for an ebook. But that's going to be like I need to read this for a TBR. I need to read this, right now, whatever that reason is. If I can't get a hold of a library copy, I'm allowed to buy a Kindle copy. So those are my I wills. Now, the reason I'm doing this, here are my goals. So I'm going to do a mid-year check-in for these goals and to see how I'm doing in terms of behaviors. I will say my behaviors have already significantly altered. There have been several instances that I should really keep note of where I've really done something different than I have the way that I've done it over the last 4 years. So like I had a pre-order of the new Sarah J. Maas book, House of the Crescent City, whatever it's called. But I forgot that the card that I used, I had to get a new one because it was frauded, and I didn't update my pre-order. And I got an email from Barnes & Noble early last week saying, please update your payment method in the next 7 days or we are going to cancel your order. And I thought to myself, oh, I better get a card. Oh, wait, do I need that book? And the answer was no. Now, if I would have liked book 2 as much as I liked book 1, then maybe. But book 2 was just a mess, and I have every expectation that book 3 will also be a mess. I do want to read it, so I went and I put it on hold at my library. I also sold my hardcover copies of the first 2 books on Pango Books because I decided that I don't like the giant hardcovers taking up space on my shelves, and I want the floppy paperbacks instead. And obviously the paperback of the new one isn't out yet, so I will buy that next year along with the other 2. They are on my Barnes & Noble wish list. That is one example of how my behavior has already changed. I had a book pre-ordered, and then now I have it on the library, and I am number 29 out of 30 on that hold. As soon as that book comes in and gets processed, I will have it. And I'm reading it in March, so there's plenty of time. So now here are my goals. Spend less money. I honestly, I'm not gonna tally up how much money I spent last year on books, because I think if I did, I would panic, and I would just, it would send me into a spiral. So I'm not gonna do that. I already know it was too much. I already know I couldn't really afford it. I used credit cards for most of it. That's not good. So I want to spend less money. Second thing, to free up space. I already keep adding bookshelves. We are at the bookshelf limit. I maybe have one more spot over there, over here, right there, for one tiny Billy bookshelf, like the skinny ones. And then that's it. No more bookshelves. Like I've got every available, I've got every available bookshelf space in this house filled. Like there's no more. I want to free up space. Part of that is gonna also involve unhauling and really taking a good hard look at my shelves regularly and saying, do I really need this? Do I really want this? Or you just have it because you like collecting things like a little raccoon and then hiding them away and gazing at them every once in a while. Like, what's the point of that? Okay, number 3 goal. Get my physical owned TBR down from its current 420 to 200 or under. So I want to cut it more than half. It needs to be 200 or under by the end of the year. There need to be hopefully more than that. I really feel like hopefully more than that I can get it down to, but at least half. It needs to be at 200 or under, because the books I own right now and haven't read, like, there's no need for me to buy ebooks right now because I have so many in my own house that I could be reading. 4th goal, I want to retrain my brain out of the impulse to constantly buy books that I don't need and might like. And I want to be more of a conscientious book collector, because I'm a book collector. I'm not going to be like, I don't want books in my house person ever. That's just not me. But I've had my brain under control and trained this way before, and so I know I can do it. So we're going to do it again. We're going to retrain my brain out of the impulse, because I have very poor impulse control. Very poor. I have to actually like physically hold myself back from stuff, and I've resisted so many sales already, you guys, this year. You don't even know. Like the 50% of Barnes & Noble hardcover sale, I resisted it. There was a $5 book outlet sale. I resisted it. It's just, I'm very, like, and it was fine. I'm okay. And then my last goal, I already said this. Oops, I didn't remember that it was a goal, is to regularly unhaul so that I can keep books that I actually love on my shelves, not ones that are like mediocre or like, it's okay, you know what I mean? And I definitely don't want books I don't like on my shelves. That's it. That is the Book Buying Ban 2024. I'm posting this. I'm pretty sure I can hold to it, but you know, you never know. So I'm using you guys as a way to hold myself accountable. Stop hissing at each other. You guys know now what's happening. So if somebody sees me doing something I shouldn't do, call me out. I mean, I'm really secretive about it, so you probably won't see me do it, but I'm not gonna break this, because I have goals. Oh no, I got a scratch. I think it was Pippin. That's it. That is the 2024 book buying ban. And now I'm gonna go fix my hair. I can't believe I did this whole video looking like this, and then edit this and get it up real quick. And it's like Sunday, so that's upsetting. I have to go to work tomorrow. So as for upcoming videos, just real quick, if you regularly watch my videos, I have a couple of reading vlogs coming up. I'm finishing up a vlog right now where I read 3 5-star horror predictions. So look for that. And then I'm starting my Alexis Hall catch-up video on February 1st. So I'm hoping, and I'm saying this so I can hold myself accountable again, and I'm hoping I can have that up on Valentine's Day for a little Valentine's Day treat. And yeah, that's it. So if you have any questions about my weird rules and my wills and wills nots and my goals and all that shit, or if you just want to like cheer me on or, make fun of me, that's fine. Just either way, please leave me a comment. If you don't feel like saying anything, please leave me a book stack and an X. Or maybe like, is there one of those like signs with the circle, the red and the cross or whatever? Leave me one of those. Yeah, leave me one of those. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend.
Farewell.